Where are you? Where are you coming at us tonight? I'm up in Edmonton. Where are you at?
I'm talking to you from Arequipa, Peru. It's very cold here, but not so cold like Canada. Cold. A lot of love and a lot of energy from Arequipa to you and all your crowd.
Thank you. Shouts out to everyone up in Peru tuning in to Ed2Shed. Shouts out to Arequipa gang. Good to be here with y'all. Ed2Shed, that's right, baby. We're back in the win column here with the Ed gang. We're doing a little look forward to UFC 276. We got my boy Manuel on deck. What's up, Manuel?
What's up, buddy? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's good to have you here. And you said you're a big Izzy fan. Izzy was first pick overall this week. You looking forward to seeing him fight this weekend?
Yes, I think he's gonna do a great performance. I try to look more about Cannonier, what bring him to be the number one contender. He had a great 1-2 and kick, but he weighed too much to looking for that big punch. And I don't think that gonna work with Easy because he's always moving. He had also knockout power. Um, that is a very difficult thing to handle if you try to cook too much your opponent. Because, for example, when you see the fight between Cannonier and Whitaker, he was demolished by Whitaker, and the only fight when you see Easy struggle in the last ones was with Whitaker.
You just brought up the
Victoria.
MMA math, right? If Izzy can beat Whitaker twice and Whitaker can beat Cannonier, the math
Yeah,
checks out. And like you said, it was over decision. You saw him lose for 15 minutes against Whitaker.
I saw the fights of Cannonier. He's very straightforward, always going to the front. He don't have a lot of lateral movement. Easy is a ex-champion from kickboxing, sorry, and this is a big advantage for a person like him because he can move around the octagon. The problem uh, Easy could have with Cannonier is the knockout power Cannonier has because is this guy touch you once, is done.
And you said he touches you once. I just watched the Derek Brunson fight, and very early in the second round, Cannonier landed a hard one, and Brunson lost his focus. He lost his defense. He started to fall apart. And then Cannonier landed another one and another one and another one. And he just shut down Derek Brunson with that, with the damage and the power in his hands.
Yes. Also, he come from the big weight, right? And he was decreasing in the weight league, and that brings with him a lot of power.
That is correct. He fought in three weight classes: in heavyweight, light heavyweight, down middleweight, 80 pounds lower the competition. He said he was working his wrestling a lot before Derek Brunson, but I don't think we're going to see much wrestling on Saturday night. Do you?
No, I don't think so because both are strikers. That's the main thing they had. The guy that beat in the other company gonna fight
Alex
in
Pajeda.
the yeah. And if this guy wins, that could bring some kind of disturbance in the force, right?
I think they like to plan having the next challenger always in line. The last time Cannonier fought was the same time Izzy fought. So they were really establishing contender after contender for Izzy. They want to keep them all lined up because he is starting to thin the ranks out. They want to present a challenger. And Alex Pajeda against Sean Strickland is probably a contender fight against Izzy next.
Yes, and also I think is the UFC plan, right?
Who do you got, Izzy or Cannonier, and why?
Easy is for me it's a easy choose because he has more tools to play, and for me it's easy.
Are you going to take the fight to go long or short? Are we going to go the distance or are we going to get a stoppage?
I think in the best case scenario gonna end in the second round for easy. Maybe go to the fifth round. It's the worst case scenario. They go to the fifth round.
I think personally that this fight is probably going to go long. I think that there's two real paths to place some money on. I don't have the prop odds yet. I'll throw them up here when we get some prop odds. But I think round one, Jared Cannonier wins in the first round would be a really fun bet. And I think Adesanya by decision, depending on where the chalk is for that one, how steep it is, I think Izzy was about minus 500 last time I checked, so that might just be completely blown out, but we'll throw that up here. I'm thinking those are the two methods to victory that I were to bet on. Which picks are you feeling for this one?
I think gonna be like by submission or by KO.
Good stuff. Now, we got the trilogy fight, Volkanovski, Holloway. Holloway has lost twice by decision to Volkanovski. They spent 10 rounds in the octagon together. They're going to go 5 more. Co-main event of the evening. Who you got your money on, Volkanovski or Holloway?
Well, my heart is with Holloway. It's my body. But my money is with Volkanovski. But in both cases, the co-main event and the main event is going to be a striking fight.
Do you think this fight is going to go long or is it going to go short this week?
For the case of Holloway and Volkanovski, I think gonna be a long fight.
So your two picks are going to be Izzy short and Volkanovski long. We'll see how you ride with that.
Yeah, long. Gonna be definitely for me a long fight. Gonna be a great card. The fight nights are improving. This last one was great. A lot of great techniques, display of new kind of jiu-jitsu.
The wrestling and the grappling did seem very fresh, very high level. It was a very technical fight, and it was nice to watch. And I think the quality of the fight nights really is there as well. That you're going to see championship level fights from time to time on the fight night cards.
Yes, and that's a good thing because this brings new people to the crowd, right? Well, I saw a comment a few weeks, and they talk about MMA fighter was in a street fight and was charged about domestic abuse, and they said, why is always MMA fighters in this kind of situations? And I reply, those are the guys are not looking for the championship because they don't have the discipline to be a champion, and this need to be a message sent to younger people. MMA is not about kicking ass. It's about discipline. It's about focus. It's about sacrifice. Because when you saw, for example, Cannoneer, this guy put himself through hell to reach that weight because he's a big dude, and that implies a lot of sacrifice, a lot of effort, and that's another aspect of the sport that need to bring me more attention from the crowd.
I think the fact that MMA is now on ESPN, this is a channel where baseball is watched, where the NHL has watched, where the NFL has broadcast. Many major sports leagues have been on ESPN, and I think that we're starting to see a more mainstreaming of martial arts, and with that, a reshaping of people's opinions about it. There truly is an element of community and hard work and focus and technique that needs to be admired in all sport, and including martial arts. Ed2Shed, episode 17.5. Thanks for coming on this week, Manuel. Looking forward to UFC 276.
Thanks for having me. It was a great time. It was a great talk. And for your crowd, for your people, enjoy the fight. It's gonna be a great fight. Leave your comments down below to see what are your opinions about this fight, about this card in general.
Thank you. And shouts out to Manuel, always chilling in the comments section with Manuel. Drop us a comment in the YouTube video. Come hang with the gang.